I don't know about you, Potty, but I'm feeling 22 because we're on episode number 22 of Rinkside. Here with myself, Chewie Canadian, and Potty Potty. How are you doing, sir? How's the life in Potty's penthouse this week?
Oh, the Potty's Penthouse has a brand new addition, Chewy. You know I'm doing well. I'm in good health and toasting to it because I got my boy Yaromir Yager, his stick, up on the board, added to the penthouse. You can see that there's actually room for one more piece. What could it
Oh,
be? Oh, it could enter in like right here. Is it going to be a diploma? Is it going to be a bust of myself? Is it going to be a Bitcoin QR code that you can donate to? Who knows? But to be determined in upcoming episodes. But my boy Yager, I thought that this guy was super interesting. I'll be honest, I'm not like a huge historian when it comes to the NHL, but I know that this guy played 20 seasons in the NHL. He
yep,
is 50 years old today. He's the owner of a Czech team, and
yep.
he's also the right winger on it still, which to me displays immense work ethic, immense determination, immense commitment. How much more can you have for passion and commitment for the game than to be a player, but also like an owner? That's kind of the position that I'm in right now. So I find a lot of inspiration for him. And behind the scenes, when I work in the regular day, this is also the background. So now I've got a huge hockey stick like in my professional backdrop. But I think that like what this guy stood for was really impressive. So a number of his accolades. We've got the Art Rouse Trophy. We've got this other trophy. Hold on, let me pick up its name. It was awarded to Yager as the Lester B. Pearson Award, but now it's known as the Ted Lindsay Award. We also have the Hart Memorial Trophy. But what was interesting was when I was looking up the Lester B. Pearson Award, it was difficult to get an image of it. The only image that I could get, kind of working through this Yaromir page, was this image right here. And I actually clicked on this link for the Lester B. Pearson Award. And this was actually a listing from 78 to 79. This is, I don't know who Marcel Dion is, but I can say
Dion, yeah.
Dion. It sold for $1,290. So,
Jeez.
just a little, perspective on, how much awards are worth. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, and a couple other things. I don't know if you noticed this in your research with Yager, but he is also like a pretty good looking dude. I mean, if you saw his hair back in the day, it was like it it's what everyone wanted. And yeah, 50 years old. I think a couple years ago there was also like a essentially this model like tried like I don't know, like burning his name. They like he essentially slept with this model and she tweeted it out like, "Oh, look, this like 48-year-old or whatever slept with like this 22-year-old model like trying to like diss him." And then pretty much everyone on Twitter was like, yeah, that seems pretty sick that he did that actually." It was just like such a weird situation. Uh but yeah, anyways, the dude's insane. 50 years old and still playing professional hockey. Like that's truly doing what you love.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And he put up the second most points of all time, right? But
Uh,
from what
uh,
I read on the Wikipedia.
no, it would be no, it wouldn't be second.
Unless this is outdated, it
Or maybe
says Yager has the second most points in NHL history after Wayne Gretzky.
okay. Oh no, sorry, you're right. Maybe you're right. I was thinking goals, and yeah, never mind. You're right with that.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah,
Interesting.
sweet,
Yeah.
sweet.
So
So Pawty's penthouse is coming along then, eh?
yeah, absolutely. And how is Chewie's Corner?
Yeah, it's going good. Pretty much, Chewie's Corner every week is just talking about my kids' health. And last week, so they were in daycare every day. It was like the first week that happened, and I thought it was still going well, but my son got a fever last night, and now we're back at it again. My wife got a tickle in her throat, so I don't know what's happening, but I'm really hoping that it's nothing too serious. We saw an old friend, my old roommate, on the weekend as well. So it was good. It was good. We chilled, got some stuff done around the house, and yeah, just a chill week.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry to hear about the continued strain, but I bet your genetics will be like incredibly strong. You
They
know,
better be immune to everything when they're
you
older.
when I was little, I have asthma now, but so my respiratory system was always prone to a lot of infection. So one of
Right.
the things that we got was this like air purifier, but it was like really big. It must have been 2 feet tall, about a foot wide, and
Okay.
it used to just like pump air into it and then go through like a very super fine, medically grade kind of filter to
Yeah.
remove impurities or germs in the air. Just something to consider.
Yeah. I Yeah, I mean, I see that a lot nowadays, especially in businesses. Like where I work, I do a lot of. We yeah, I see it a lot in a lot of companies nowadays, especially with COVID. Yeah, those
Yeah,
big air purifiers that essentially run and help with that. So yeah, might be
yeah,
something to think about on our end.
maybe. But the converse case is like I know that some, they also say like children when they're babies should like play in the mud to like get exposure to like different
Oh,
types
for
of
sure.
things. So I don't know. I'm not a parent right now. One day I hope to be, but what a just something to consider.
Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, like it's better that they do get sick now, so they can build their immune system. But
Yeah.
it's hard. Like it is hard to see it.
Hmm.
But yeah, other than that, we got the lights going. I got a nice like fade going on the lights today. Hopefully, it's not too distracting. But yeah,
Yeah. No, this is sick. I like the transitions and whatnot. Um, could be cool if we could synchronize it to something like the team of the week and then pops
yeah.
up with their colors or whatnot.
you
Uh,
you can sync it to like music. Like there's this whole controller. I'll show you. It's like that's
oh
how many buttons
wow.
it's got. So
Yeah,
and then
that's
there's an app as well, so you can like connect it to your phone. Yeah, it can do quite a bit. I haven't played around too much with it yet, though.
there's got to be like underground electronic music festivals that have like live events where people use that little controller and they have
Oh
like
yeah.
all like the moves and it's like who can do the craziest lights, the Twitch lights. So oh, that's pretty sweet. Well, awesome. Yeah, no, great stories from the corner in the penthouse. We've got a good show in store for you today. Obviously, our plays of the week, and before that will come our standings. But we've got a special with our main man Supreme, who's dropping knowledge, super heavy. It's leaving the world unbalanced, as Immortal Technique once put it, but he's going to come in with a great new special that is going to be featuring Chewie. Can you knock it down for us? What's this going to be on?
Yeah, it'll be going over, the aggression stat and how it affects teams or how it might affect teams. Who knows? But you'll have to stay tuned to find out.
Exactly, aggression like sharks in the water, or hippopotamus or hippopotami, however it's pronounced, protecting their
I think
young.
it's hippopotamuses.
Yeah,
I'm, but I can't confirm that.
musses. Well, protecting their eggs, so that's the way it's got to go. So let's see. Moving on up, we're going to start off with our plays of the week. And let me tell you, Chewy hasn't seen any of these yet, so this is going to be a surprise to everyone. So I'll start off with the first one here. We've got, actually, before we get into that, we're going to move on over to our standings. And
S-
our
y-
standings here are displayed. So we have a in the first five positions. There's two-way ties. Of course, we've got Alaska in first, so followed by Jacksonville. Who are tied with Dublin in second place now. And following that, we have Turku, Las Vegas, and Florida with a three-way tie going into the bottom where we have Redwater at 7 and Tennessee at 8.
yeah. Are you still going, or do you want me to take over?
Yeah, you take over. You usually do them, So I
Yeah,
try to
you
work
never
it.
sent it to me, so I assumed you wanted it. But yeah, yeah. So like Potty said, that's our top eight. The big one to look at tonight is the Albuquerque and Florence race for playoff spot number 8. It isn't updated, but Albuquerque did beat Florence tonight, so they are sitting at 45 points. And Turku also beat Florence. It was a doubleheader for Florence, so Florence only has 2 games left this season. For them to have any chance at making the playoff spot, they need to win out their season. Albuquerque need to lose out their season with their final 3 games, and Florence has got to make up that goal differential by at least 4 to have a chance. So, I, I don't want to be that guy that counts the chickens, counts the fire chickens' eggs before they hatch. But I think Florence is going to bow out for this season, and Albuquerque for the 3rd season in a row is going to take that final playoff spot. So, congratulations to Albuquerque if you can do that. Below them, we got Rome. Rome, lost tonight as well, so they're kind of set there in stone. San Diego and Boston, Norfolk, and Honolulu all fighting. Uh, I would say for the second last spot, a couple of them have their picks still, and even with the incentive bonuses. So with the new incentive system, I'll explain it really quick. The bottom 4 teams in the standings is going to have a total of 70 incentive points to hand out to their
Whoa!
players. Um, the next 4, so the teams that miss playoffs at 4 down, they'll have 60 incentive points, I believe. Did I do that math? 35, 35. Yeah, 60 incentive points for um, their teams, and then all the playoff teams will all have 50. So, if I was Honolulu, Norfolk, Boston, San Diego right now, I'd kind of want to lose the rest of the season to get those extra incentives, to get the better chances at a better pick. But hey, you also want to win some games. So,
Dang.
yeah,
Wait, so there's really a race to the bottom?
yeah, there's now a race to the bottom with the draft lottery picks, the new incentive system. Realistically, these teams should be racing for the bottom right now.
All right.
Um, yeah, I don't know.
So it,
And
any of those
yeah, go
teams
ahead.
out there, if they want to lose games, uh, I don't personally know anyone to refer you to, but I can help you. Try your best to lose. If you want to put up the worst lines, the most terrible strats, we can use our new, you know, um, reverse intelligence platform that will
Yeah,
enable us to help you lose. So please let us know.
yeah. Potty's an expert at losing, so definitely hit him up if you need to. But really quick before we go on, I don't like to toot my own horn or my team's own horn, but I just want to shout out Dublin. They're on a 16-game win streak. We're 2 games away from tying the record for win streak, and 4 weeks ago we're almost like fighting for the last playoff spot, and now we're almost locked in uh to like our division win. So like I'm super proud of my team, super happy with like the turnaround we made this season. Obviously we've had success previously, but things weren't like how we were expecting them the first half of the season. So I'm just super happy with how things are turning out. So I won't talk about it much more, but I'm just super proud of my team.
Well, I just cheers to you and your team. Yeah, great contributions. Certainly Leathers. I'm looking from like an organizational perspective. Leathers and then Steele has been like a big part of the coaching strategy lately. He's been doing really well, right?
Yeah, he came in, he fit right in. We started splitting he did 2 games a week, Leathers did 2 games a week, and it like I don't know. Steele did some stuff that we've never really tried before, and it really like opened our eyes to other possibilities. And yeah, I mean we took that, and learned from I guess our mistakes previously in the season, and obviously it worked because now, you know, we're winning games. So huge shout out to Steele. He's won 2 Coach of the Weeks. He definitely deserves it. Even though he's splitting his time with Leathers, he just brought so much to the table that we're super proud of him.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And that's like another example of like when a trade like really can benefit, people that are involved in it, and it goes both ways for
Yeah,
those involved.
yeah. I
Uh,
mean, yeah, exactly. You turned out you're an owner now, right? The like,
right.
it's awesome to see how one trade can make things happen.
Yeah. And so we cheers to those that, enabled those trades,
Oh.
to those pictured on our screens and those that also, weren't that were there.
Yeah. All right. Let's enough about this. Let's
Oh,
check the minors standings.
here we go. So look at it. There they are: Iceland, Vancouver, Malmo, and Saskatoon. Not a lot of movement, but we've got Manitoba followed by Warsaw. Close. So I think everybody's still in contention. I guess we have to pull up the
I think
Discord.
Atlantic is out. Oh no,
Atlantic,
I think Iceland clinched or Atlantic. Well,
Iceland,
yeah,
yes. So
yeah,
the 6 games remaining, Iceland has clinched. No one is eliminated yet. Top four qualify for playoffs. So those are that's what it is, you
yeah.
know.
And we got Malmo and Warsaw playing right now. So uh, if Warsaw can win this, that's huge for them for sure. 0-0 right now in the second.
All right, well, let's hope the let's not hope, we know the Warlock's gonna pull through. All right, so next up in this, we've got our plays of the week. So starting us off, you'll see a theme here. Let's see if you can get it. We've got Hart third coming down, passing to Do, who then tips it over. It looks like Potty hit it in. You know, I think we could take a second look. I really think there was a whoosh of air from Potty. Potty's in the bottom left. Look at this. Look at this. Come here. And then I think Potty tapped it and didn't get credit, but Do, what a fantastic goal. And so we're going to move this one over to Chewie. This is the second one coming up.
All right, number two. This looks familiar, but we got McChuckles with the puck. He's spinning around and boom, cross crease to Owens at a very interesting angle on Coco. Normally you'll see him save something like this, but it was just too far across the crease for him to make that. So there you go, Owens with goal number two.
Cross the crease like a crepe in Paris. You know what I mean? I would eat one up all day. So let's go over to Hill, and coming down the chimney pipe tonight, Hill, who snipes it up tight. What a fantastic goal. We can see a great pass and great ice coverage from the eyeballs. So let's move on over to number 4.
I think I've found the reoccurring pattern here, but we got Beamer with the fourth goal. It seems like Florida is making a lot of these plays of the week this week.
Oh, I think
There you
so.
go, Beamer with the rebound on Coco.
But did you see that pass? He kind of stirred the stew through his legs, the Owens did.
Yeah,
All right, so moving on, we have into the shootout. Do, who lays down a spell on the raccoon. Raccoon then at the end even tripped him, if you can look, but he was kind of frustrated, but I would be too. He just kind of drags him down there. All right, and finally,
yeah. We got Conrad with his shootout, and boom, seals it up for Florida. They take the 5-4 shootout win, and that's your Florida game of the week.
yes. All righty. Well, what a fantastic segment. I hope there's more in store. You can prevent these by submitting clips to, clip submissions on Rinkside. But in all seriousness, I thought that was like a really great offensive demonstration by Florida. And I thought that deserved a little, plays of the week. So let's move on to our next segment with Supreme.
All right, with us today, we got a very special guest, his first time on the show. We got Supreme 902. You also may know him as now Wild Bear Man on the Warsaw Warlocks. He joined us in week 3 of this season, his first season in goals, and he dived right into it, started putting together some stuff, said he was interested in coming on the show. So we have you here today. How's it going, Supreme?
Not too bad, not too bad. Just sitting here watching some hockey. Got Montreal on the on the TV, and I got Warsaw on the computer, so it's going
There
pretty
we
good.
go. So those are your two favorite teams right now?
Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah.
All
I
right.
also don't mind watching a little bit of the pros. Hopefully I can get my guy up to that standard someday. But
Yeah, sweet. It's
time will tell.
unfortunate. It's unfortunate you're a Montreal fan. I'm a Leafs fan myself, so it's unfortunate. But yeah, why don't we
Yeah.
we'll talk about what you've put together. We'll pull it up and yeah, let's go for it.
Perfect.
All right, pulling it
Perfect.
up.
All right. Well, if you guys want to ask questions, we can
Yeah,
go
so
that
so
route if
so
you'd like.
starting
Yeah.
off, so I've seen it before, but initially looking at it,
Yep.
we got top five, bottom five. Why don't you tell
Yep.
us a little bit about what attributes we're looking at here, what statistics and what you've put together based off that info?
Well, really, I just kind of, you know, want to show different attributes that people don't really focus on what can help teams win. And I find like aggressiveness as well with good discipline because, the higher aggressiveness you have, the more hits, you'll generate takeaways. And, if you balance that with good discipline, then, you won't get as many penalties and you'll get the puck more. And
Yeah.
guys,
So
work on discipline because it goes with the study film. So, a lot of guys want to jump that over all that stuff because it jumps the overall, and discipline comes with that. So,
yeah, so just looking at the top five here. So are these the top five in the standings? Then is that
yeah, yeah. At the time when I wrote it down, those were the top five. I know Vegas is now top sixth. I saw before we started. So,
yeah? So why don't you tell us
but
about like the totals you've put together, like kind of on the top
okay.
right, those numbers there.
Yeah, so basically, I just added up all the hits for every team, and just theoretically say every penalty minute had to do with something to do with a hit or something.
Right.
If the top five teams are definitely throwing a lot more hits than the bottom five, and although the penalty minutes are close, the top five teams are still throwing a lot more hits. So,
Right.
they're throwing more hits and they're not, not getting as many penalties, and they're getting more takeaways, and obviously, getting more wins.
Yeah, that's super interesting, actually. I feel like
Yeah.
aggressiveness is definitely like a attribute. I almost feel like people look at it as like a negative attribute. Like at least I
Mm.
looked
Yeah.
at it that way, because you're like, oh,
Yeah.
he's just
Yeah.
gonna like lay out a big hit and get a penalty. But
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and the way the game kind of works is that, like, if you got a guy with high aggressiveness, he is going to be throwing a lot more hits, but that's where the discipline comes into factor. Like, if he has good discipline, then he's not going to get as many penalties. It is still a sim game. So,
yeah, yeah, and you know what?
mm,
I don't know if you've seen one of our older episodes, but we did something similar to this with body checking and discipline, I
okay,
believe. And
yeah,
we found that like the higher the body checking, it didn't
yeah,
necessarily impact your penalty minutes as much.
no,
Um,
no,
so it's very interesting. So now we're looking at
yeah,
body checking and aggressiveness. So,
Mm.
yeah.
maybe MMA is like one of those hidden gems of a
Yeah, yeah,
progression.
exactly, exactly. It might not help you with the point totals and everything, but it'll help you, you know, win games and get takeaways and help the boys out. And
Yeah. Hey, we see it in the real NHL, right? You can't
yeah,
just be full of
exactly.
skilled players. You need those grindy guys who are going to get in the
Yeah,
corner and help out those,
yeah,
smaller players, defend them pretty much on the
yeah,
ice, right?
yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yeah, so that's awesome. Yeah, I love this. I think I mean, I'd love to see what else we can work with you in terms of like
Okay,
what stuff we could put together. But I don't know, Potty, do you have
okay.
any questions about this list?
No, I don't, but if you got a couple minutes, would love to ask you a couple questions about your experience and goals. Is that cool?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, awesome. Just so like, wild man bear man,
Wild Bear Man.
Wild Bear Man. Yeah,
wild
yeah.
bear
That
man.
was
What is?
actually my. It was my EASHL character's name since I think NHL 18 or 17.
Nice.
I created the name one day and I just kept it that way, and I've been playing NHL ever since. So,
Awesome.
well, at that mode anyway.
How are you liking goals so far?
I really like it. I enjoy the fact that it brings a lot of guys from all over the place together, and you create different friendships, and not only that, like everybody's rooting for their team, and it's almost as if you're in minor hockey again or something.
Yeah. Is this your first sim league like that you've joined?
uh, yeah, it is. Yeah, I've never done any kind of sim leagues of any sports.
Sweet. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
awesome. Goals was my first, like, so I joined like when it first started, and I didn't even know sim leagues was a thing. Uh,
yeah,
and apparently it's like a huge community. Like now that I'm in one, like
yeah,
you see so
yeah,
many other ones. So that's awesome that you got into it.
yeah.
Yeah. In terms of NHL, so you like playing NHL? Are you big just like World of Chell guy then, or do you play Hut
I
or
I
franchise
actually
mode?
play. I play pretty well everything. I honestly do a lot of simming myself, like drafting different teams and seeing which players work with different players, and
Okay,
you know,
sweet.
doing different challenges like that and stuff.
Sweet. So, I mean, hey, if you're into that, we may have a
Yeah.
future goals head coach, manager, owner one day. I mean, that's pretty much what goals is about. I don't know. I think we've got a diamond in the rough here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we'll have to see for sure.
Uh,
Sweet, man.
well, well, awesome. We'll appreciate you hopping on tonight, and we're definitely going to have you on again. So, looking forward to the next
Aw
segment.
Awesome, thank you.
All
All
right.
right. Have a great night.
Uh,
Yeah.
all right, guys, and go Warlocks, go!
Yeah. There we go. All right. So we're back from Supreme, and I don't know. I've ordered many a Taco Bell special, but that one was most delicious. I thought it was entertaining, and I thought it was really, a lot of knowledge to be packed in. What do you think, Chewy?
Yeah, it's awesome to have someone like this again to talk about some of the attributes and analytical stuff and break it down. So yeah, we'll see if we'll have him on again and talk about something new next time.
All right. Well, until the next one, we'll see you at episode 23.